All right, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Testing, testing, practice, practice. This is my first stream on my new system. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into Boston, Massachusetts. The Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs' second meetup this year in 3 attempts, as Toronto took the first one back at home 5-2. This one taking place from Boston, the first time the Leafs visit the Bruins here in Boston this year, and it's a New Year's special. Heading into the new year, the last game before here's TJ Brodie up the right wing side. He'll flip this down into the Boston ice. Racing after it, here's Grzelcyk. He's taken hard. And now picked up by Lindholm. The Boston Bruins in their retro uniforms. The Maple Leafs in their 2021 Winter Classic uniforms. As here is Marchand. Bringing it down the left side. He'll flip this in the Toronto ice. To it first, and picking it up is Mitch Marner. And he'll just flip that down to Boston ice. And that will go for icing against the Maple Leafs. Well, there's good pressure early on here by both clubs. But obviously this is just something you have to get used to, and the pressure between both these teams, another thing you have to get used to, because they're both high quality, they're both fast, and they're both very dangerous, and they're going to create scoring chances early in this game. Turned over here to Mitch Marner at center. He'll flip this back into the Boston zone again. Around it goes. Grzelcyk to it first as Austin Matthews chases after him, but will not catch up. Bruins up the right wing side for Brad Marchand. In with a move, and he scores! Brad Marchand goes backhand to forehand in tight. He beats Ilya Samsonov, and Boston strikes first, and it didn't take long. 5:33 in to the first period. That'll be Brad Marchand with his 17th of the year, and a big one at that, because Boston gets on the board early at home. They're the best team at home this season. The Maple Leafs right behind them in the home wins department. Pastrnak scores! On the backhand in tight. And just like that, the Bruins go back-to-back, and they have a 2-0 lead early. Well, the Maple Leafs in their last few games played, they have given up goals early on in those games, and they've been coming from behind in all those games. Even the last one to Colorado, yes, they had the lead late 2-1, but they were down in that game 1-0 to start the third period. Here's Connor Clifton at center. Plays that ahead for David Krejci. Open lane. Here's Hall across Pastrnak. And that's stopped by Samsonov. He's down on top of it and covers for the Maple Leafs. 2-0 Boston early in the New Year's special. Yeah, Boston has the pressure on here. Obviously, great start from the Bruins. This is exactly what Bruce Cassidy wanted to see. It's picked up here. It's dropped back. Here's a chance in front. Pastrnak. Sorry, correction, not Cassidy, as it's a shot right on, and it's stopped there by Samsonov. Along the boards and up the boards, it's Nylander. He'll play that down the ice. And another icing called against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just about halfway through this first period, the Boston Bruins on top, 2-0. And a good start for them against Ilya Samsonov, who, as of late, has been struggling a little bit. Yeah, giving up average 2 goals a game, but sometimes more, and lately it's been a little bit more. Last game gave up 2 to Colorado, but 2 here in the first tonight. Not a good start. Yeah, the one against Montreal gave up 3 in the first in that game. So the Leafs have been coming from behind for a while now. The last time that they scored first in a game was 8 games ago, and here we go again with another icing call. Yeah, 8 games ago was the last time the Maple Leafs struck first in a hockey game. And you can't let that happen all the time. It'll become a habit. Here's Robertson trying to play it ahead, but a bad pass cut. And the Bruins regain it. DeBrusk. Here's Patrice Bergeron taking Marchand, trying to get it to the net. His drop back, stopped by Samsonov right down the middle. A great look. Robertson tries to get it by, races after the puck and picks it up. Nick Robertson, and he is offside. So the Toronto Maple Leafs down 2-0 here inside the first. No shots on goal for the Leafs yet. Getting outshot 5-0 from the Boston Bruins. Wayne Selmark hasn't had to face a Maple Leaf opportunity yet, and no zone time for the Leafs as of yet. Just a few seconds getting in the zone and losing it and right back out. In come the Bruins again. Matthews picking up the puck. And is that going to be a penalty? It looks like we might have some 4-on-4 here with 6:07 to go inside the first. And that indeed we will. This is a 3 p.m. start on Boston, Massachusetts. 2-0 Bruins here in the first. The current score on this New Year's special. Flipping it around, this finds Matthews to the net. Backhand, then he's stopped by Ullmark. First test tonight for Toronto on Linus Ullmark, and he has to come up solid with that kick stop. Here it's knocked along the boards. Leafs bring it in. TJ Brodie with Marner's help, but it's back out for Trent Frederick. Matthews back in position. Frederick across. Zucker right on. Stopped by Samsonov. To the corner boards. That's kicked for Riley. Back ahead for Austin Matthews. Here he comes. The Bruins trying to catch up to him. Matthews in. He shoots. And it's stopped by Ullmark. Here's Marner. He'll center to the front. Forbert. Good pressure by the Leafs. But they do not get the puck. Now a big battle and scrum along the boards. In front, a shot. That one redirected off the mark and wide. Here's Marner. Time running out here in the first. Kerfoot. That stopped. And Linus Ullmark. No penalty coming. Here's Matthews. Back in the slot, picked up Kerfoot, a shot and a glove stop. Ullmark as the Leafs will get a late power play here in the first period, down by 2. Yeah, power play here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, just great pressure, and you can tell Boston couldn't handle it too well, and power play in the final seconds of the first. 6 seconds left to go in this first period. Carlo, he'll just clear it down, and that should do it for the first. It will. The Boston Bruins will take a 2-0 lead to the locker room. Both goals came early against Ilya Samsonov, and that is our score through 1, 2-0. Shots are going that first period, 6-5 Boston, a 2-0 lead through 1. Hits are 5-2 Leafs. Faceoffs 8-2 Boston. Leafs on the power play for a minute 54 to start the second period. We head now to the second. Welcome into the second period of play here tonight from TD Garden in downtown Boston. The Bruins and the Maple Leafs, second of 3 meetings this year. Toronto took the first one 5-2 back in Toronto in a special Coca-Cola Coliseum remix as it's played ahead up for John Tavares on the wing. Tavares makes his way through with Matthews. Tavares to Matthews. That drop back shot was blocked. Matthews has it back. Center. That rolls in front. Clifton off the boards and out. And back down. Marner will chase after it. A minute gone now on this Maple Leaf power play. Marner ahead. Here's John Tavares. Has the moves and gets inside his drop pass off the boards and back out again. And here comes Boston shorthanded. And Riley back with a good defensive play. Matthews loses it at center. Gets it back on the pass ahead. Power play now done. Matthews waits. Spin. No shot to the net. Picks it up again. Around. Waits. Fires that. That's blocked. Here's Morgan Riley for William Nylander, backhand in tight, and all marked down. We'll hold on for a face-off here in the Boston zone. Maple Leafs a great pressure here in the second period. Obviously, big chances haven't come yet. They haven't really been able to set up as Boston doing great, and my goodness. Here we go. They draw one back by Boston as they bring it through center. And inside the zone, trying to get to the net, right on. It's stopped by Samsonov. Alex Kerfoot for the Maple Leafs. Back into the Boston Ice. This goes around, and it will find TJ Brodie in shoot. And he's taken down and looked at the referee. No call on that one. Marchand to Grizzly. Bruins have it here in their own zone. Now get it ahead for Jake DeBrusk. Boston, the best home team in the league this year, as we had mentioned. And they're playing like it again. Sandin. Here's Mitch Marner. Back into the Boston zone. This goes around and finds Austin Matthews. Matthews to the net. Backhanded and a glove stop by Ullmark. And he will settle that down for Lindholm. Bruins have it here in their own zone. Ullmark having his best season as a netminder in the NHL. As he's been amazing in between the Boston Pipes this year. David Pastrnak has the coverage there too. Not really much to deal with. Stopped by Samsonov as the puck came rolling out in front. Here's Dennis Mulligan just past the halfway mark of the game. That pass cut. And the Leafs go after it, and they're going to get a penalty here for tripping. So Boston will have their first power play of the afternoon. Just past the halfway mark of this game. Bruins still up 2-0. Face off here. Right side. Leafs to take it. Leafs won in Colorado the other night 3-2 in overtime. Got some rest. Now they're back at it. And a shot stopped by Samsonov on the one time. Giordano couldn't get it out. Coyle. Here's Foligno. Great save again on the former Leaf. That's quite ahead for Zach Aston Reese. Shorthanded. Gets hit but gets it back. Here's Zach Aston Reese. And he fired that off the mark and wide. Engvall picks that up. Bumped in the corner boards. Krejci has it for the Bruins. Up on the wing for Foligno. He's taken hard, and Jack Aston-Reese will just fire it right back in for the Maple Leafs. Engvall there to help out. Here's Coyle getting the pass. Cut, but brings it inside again. Hall, he'll get to it. Samsonov getting on top of it. In front, makes another save. Play down to the corner for Hall. The penalty now done. We're back to full strength. The pass out of the box. Dennis Mulligan on a break. He stopped. And Allmark lays on that and holds on for a faceoff with 6:19 left to go in the second period. Just a really good game so far for the Boston Bruins. Not a lot of good chances given to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Not a lot of open ice given to the Maple Leafs. Here's Grzelcyk in front of his net with Lindholm. Hall with a good step, but couldn't get it by. Tavares back in for the Leafs. Here's John Tavares. Held on to and had to get the puck back, but did not. Here's Hall down the boards. Nylander picks that back up inside. Drops it for Tavares. In, shoots. That's blocked. Loose in front. Knocking it down off the boards, back to himself, centers that. Nylander, and trying to keep it in is Mark Giordano, and just does. Giordano spins in the Boston zone, still holding on to it, waits and fires that right on. Loose was Tavares, but Krejci gets it out for the Boston Bruins. Good pressure here, the Leafs picking it up late in the second period. Here's Tavares in front, a drop pass, backhander, and Allmark has that again, and covers for the Bruins. Minute 39 to go in the second, still 2-0. Boston's never an easy place to play for this Maple Leaf squad, and the second period where there has been a little bit of opening in the ice, Toronto still hasn't found a way to break through in this hockey game, and it's been a little bit of a frustrating one. Here's Michael Bunting, and he didn't get that clean to the net. May have been held on the way, and the Bruins do not get called on that. Another face-off in the Boston zone. Yeah, Michael Bunting had a great look there, a good opportunity, but just could not get it to the net, was held on the way, and the refs didn't call anything on it. Wrong one back here in the corner. DeBrusk. Here's Lindholm for Bergeron, and the Bruins get it out. Seconds running down here in the second. Mulligan. Pass that for Mete. They're dropping something back for a chance with 2 seconds to go in the period. And it will come to an end, and Boston still with a 2-0 lead through 40 minutes tonight from TD. Shots to go in the game are 11 aside, but it's 2-0 Bruins. Hits are 7-5 Toronto. Faceoffs 14-2 Boston. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Welcome into this third period here tonight between the Bruins and the Leafs. Second of 3 meetings this year. Toronto took the first one 5-2. Same story, down by 2-0 to start the third. Here's Matthews in, shoots, scores! Austin Matthews with a quick rip just to start the third, similar to the game back in Toronto earlier in the year, and gets Toronto within 1:28 seconds into the third period, making it a 2-1 game. Matthews, he just gets that lane, and he will not make a mistake. 3 Bruins on him, and he still gets the shot to find a way through Linus Ullmark up and over that left shoulder. So Matthews with number 34 on the season, and that brings the Leafs to a 1-goal game. The pass gets to Matthews again, was held at center, didn't like that too much. Bruins got away with another. Here's a shot that doesn't make its way clean to the goal. Matthews with good pressure, but Bergeron has it again for the Bruins. Drop back to Lindholm, penalty coming, and it's going against Toronto. As the Bruins will go back to the power play second time tonight. Leafs were held on to, there was no call there. They do a small little tug and get called in return as the Bruins go to their second power play of the night. One back by the Leafs in their own zone. Give it away. Foligno right on. Stopped by Samsonov. The worst giveaway you can get is right in the middle of the slot, and that's where Toronto played it for Boston. Here's Marner. Brings it back inside. His pass for Hall was cut. Foligno gets it out for Boston. Takes a bump along the boards. Krejci with it again. Through the middle, Pavel Zacha. Here's Coyle down the board and wing, and that's played for Camp. He'll kick that ahead. It stays in by Coyle. For Zacha, great save again. Another. They score! And that one comes, and I believe it's going to be David Pastrnak on the power play to make it 3-1 Boston, and yes, it will. 3:31 into the third. It bounces right to him in the slot. He puts it home, and that just might be enough to put this one away. Face off back to center. So both stars on the board. Matthews to start the third. Pastrnak in response. Mitch Marner was going after the puck there, but never collided with his stick. Now Hall In the corner boards, Leafs setting that up. Here's Austin Matthews. Just past the 5-minute mark of the third period. Here's Marner, shoots. That is stopped by Ullmark. A hot shot by Marner. Here's Riley wrapping it around. Waits, shoots again. That deflects off the mark. Marner with good pressure gets it back again. In front. Kerfoot couldn't get it to the goal. Here's Riley. That's blocked. Matthews keeps it in. Drop pass for Brody. That is blocked away. Matthews keeps it in. Good pressure in the corner. Has it again. Wrap around. Stopped. And the rebound. Not there. Loose for the taking. Dropped again. That shot. Nylander blocked. Another. And Ullmark finally gets it and covers up for Boston. A lot of time in the Boston zone there on that shift, but Toronto couldn't get the puck to the net clean. Good blocking lanes by the Boston Bruins to keep Toronto at bay. Here's the face-off. One back by Tavares. Here's Mete with a shot that's blocked, bounces in the air, and knocked out for David Pastrnak. Ahead, he'll bring it in the Toronto zone. Knocked off. Mete to it for Toronto. Ahead for John Tavares. Tavares lost it, tries to get it back. Lindholm helping out for the Bruins. Here's David Krejci inside. For Pastrnak right on. That's stopped and they score! And that should put it to bed. It's going to be Taylor Hall to make it 4-1. Yeah. What a great way to get this goal here for the Boston Bruins. Toronto had pressure going one way and it comes back the other and Toronto can't handle it. And with 9:09 to go, a 3-goal lead now. Here's the face-off. So Matthews gets one early in the third and that's all Toronto's been able to put up in this hockey game in this period as icing is the call. Chances are there for the taking for both sides, obviously. The Boston Bruins being the best home team in the league, you can't expect too much out of the Maple Leafs here, but playing a few nights in a row, Boston's had a few nights rest. Toronto only one night rest, and here's a chance. Marchand drops that back. Bergeron in for Grizzly. Lindholm. DeBrusk in front. They score! One-timer drilled home. It's 5-1. And who's this one going to? Is it Bergeron? Oh, the one-timer, yeah, it's Bergeron right in the slot, and Ilya Samsonov, who's been in struggle mode all night, is continuing to struggle again as it another goal up on the board now to make it 5-1. Face-off to center. One back by Tavares. That pass goes all the way down on the Boston net. Here's Lindholm. Good pressure by Nick Robertson, but the Leafs will not get the puck from it. Marchand's taken down, and the spots Tavares, and that's given away. Jake DeBrusk. Off to the races in for Boston. In front, Bergeron. He scores! He gets another and makes it 6-1. And the Boston Bruins who just keep on coming. That is 6 now. It was 2-0 to start the third. The Leafs would cut the lead in half, not even a minute into the third. And a 4-goal outing for Boston out of nowhere inside this third period to make it 6-1. Here's Tavares. Lost it. Nylander in the slot. Tries to get a shot, and again, does not connect with his stick. Here's Tavares. Played for Nick Robertson. In through the middle of the ice, and he was held off there looking for a call. Robertson knocked down again, still has the puck. Brought it to the net, but Ullmark will hold on for Boston. Well, the Boston Bruins got their revenge tonight. There's no doubt about it. As Toronto made this game interesting coming into the third, getting that goal early, but then it's like the energy just wasn't there. They did keep that pressure going, but Ilya Samsonov did not make the saves that needed to be made, and it was goal after goal here in the third. Here comes Boston, plays it ahead for Jake DeBrusk. Samsonov's been semi-solid on this road trip, and this one has just been a mess as it's played in here in the corner. Knocked around, under 2 to go here in the third period. Michael Bunting up the boards. Not a good way to head into the new year for the Maple Leafs. Drop back pass. This finds Morgan Riley. Settles it down, and again, it rolls by his stick and outs. DeBrusk in the Toronto zone. Open ice, he'll center that. Yarncroke will find it, and here come the Maple Leafs the other way. Calle Yarncroke makes his way to the net. In on the backhand, the forehand, and Ullmark didn't have to do much on that. Dennis Mulligan from behind the net. Here's Alex Kerfoot. He'll kick that back to the point for Brody. Winding up, he'll shoot, and that is stopped by Ullmark on a laser-lifting wrist shot from the point. Picked up here by the Bruins. Hall on the right, he's taken down hard. Yarncroke has that through the middle of the ice. Krejci. Here's Grzelcyk in for Pastrnak. Knocked down, under 20 to go. Brody up for Alex Kerfoot, has open ice with him, and his pass doesn't come across. Now Brody to the backhand, that is stopped. Matthews there, and a penalty coming against Toronto with 9 seconds to go. The Bruins go back to the power play. They pretty much put it to bed on the power play when it became 3-1. Here's the face-off. One back by Toronto. Mete plays that up the boards for David Kampf. Short-handed, in come the Leafs. Here's Kampf through the middle and shoots. Stopped, and Marner was there, couldn't get it. And the Boston Bruins will win 6-1, your final score from TD. Great win for the Boston Bruins. Great way to start the new year. Keep that hot streak going on home ice. As Toronto Maple Leafs on the road, just a little bit sluggish again. And not a good start when you give up the first goal every game. There's 8 straight games that the Leafs have done that now. And have to find a way to get back on track as they head home. And if you're wondering who they face next, I can tell you that now. Back home, they will return and face the San Jose Sharks.